retrojunkie.net.
Welcome to another video. Pardon me while I clear my throat. Today we're replacing a CD laser assembly for a Mega CD. This particular Mega CD though, you'll notice it's a bit different to what you'd normally expect. Sorry, I've got a cold or something inbound. Now, this is from an Aiwa Mega CD. They are from Japan, never released outside Japan. I've come across a couple. They're very hard to find though. Here's the front of one, just in case you're not familiar with what it looked like. I can't fit it in the frame. Look at my other videos. To get this one even partially working, I had to do quite a lot of repair work to the actual machine. Transformer, main boards, etc, etc. So, without further ado, we move on to the laser. The particular laser we're using on this one is a KSS-210B. That is a Sony laser. Quite common and still available, thankfully. So, crack open the laser, and you'll be presented with something like this. I'll just switch this over to manual focus. There we go. Now, when you get these, and this applies to all CD deck lasers, you'll find there is an anti-static short point. It's usually right in the bottom, on the bottom corners. Big blob there. So you need to break that. Best way to do it is to get a soldering iron and just tap it against it, and it will come good. I'm just going to quickly do that and we'll be right back. And here we are back. Still got that cold, apologies. As you can see, those two there are now broken and the tracks are separate. Therefore it is no longer grounded, so you'll want to be wearing a wrist strap if you have one, grounded wrist strap. I don't, so I'm not going to. And hopefully it will still work afterward. They are quite sensitive devices, that's the main reason for needing to wear one. Oh, now, this beast is put together different to the Sega Saturns and Mega CD-1, Mega CD-2s of the time. Oh. Sorry, YouTube. We've got some plastic standoffs holding this board on, so we'll need to remove that. The best way to do that is probably going to be to remove these screws that I can see. There are 4 screws. So I just want to go ahead and undo them. Whoa, that needs a bigger screwdriver. Oh, I've got one around. Yeah. You'll probably want to do it on a something soft so you don't scratch the top of your unit. Wow, that was in pretty hard. So 1 screw. 2 screws. 4. Now this lifts loose, but this part is attached. Oh. Can we work around it? Possibly. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder. This is connected, it's a ground of some sort. And what it's doing is it's just holding it on. So I can't set that free. If I could do that, then I could lift this board the other way. So I'm going to quickly just do that. You need your soldering iron again if you're doing one of these. Here's one I prepared earlier. This out of the way. Oh, still doesn't open. I guess we have to open it this way. Oh, that's not too bad. Let's bring you around so you can see the insides, which I haven't actually seen myself yet. There's the laser there. It's interesting on the Model 2 Mega Drives, which this one is sort of based off the BIOS is anyway. This board is sort of bigger and isn't attached like this, but of course this has the extra port for connecting to the Mega Drive hardware, Mega CD hardware, chips and such. So let's get that laser out. New camera angle, works well. So the first thing you're going to need to do is disconnect the two cables that are running to the laser. Of course they look to be the same type of connector, same pins, so you'll want to make sure you don't plug them in the wrong way. So your best bet's going to be to either look at this video and remember which side they're on. So blue's further away because the ocean is further away, and white is closer because I have white socks. There we go. So disconnect them. Just try and put the board down somewhere safe. And now we have access to the laser area. Some of the other things you can see here. I don't know if you can see this. Nope. That's the switch for the CD being closed. Comes down off the lid. So if your lid's damaged, it might not activate that switch to detect that the drive is shut. Of course, all the menus are in Japanese. So if it says it's open, I have no idea because I cannot read Japanese. I wish I could. So now we need to get the laser out, which, let's look at this one. It needs to go in like that. Yeah, I'm on the wrong side. I should be on the other side. So let's flip this over. How do I get inside there? Two screws. That could answer that. So there is, I don't know if you can see that. There's a screw there and a screw over here. Take those out and see what happens. Pretty small and short. What did that even connect to? I can't even tell where that went. Another screw under there. It looks like to get at it, you'll have to remove those 4 screws there. So this is getting complicated. So now you've got a ground wire that's sort of taped into that. Other things securing to other things. They're pretty long. Don't get them mixed up or you'll poke a hole through something. Nice day out today. Quite sunny. We're entering summer here at the moment. I mean, it's still spring, but actually middle of spring. But it feels like summer. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now I can see immediately there are 2 more. No, you can't see. Hang on. Oh. Let's see if we get that better positioned. There we go. Now I took out those 2 screws. There's another 1 and 2 over here. So let's get them out. Which will then remove this sort of protector and expose the laser system. Marvellous. Now, this is familiar. So what you'll have to do is slide out the bar. That's always the first thing. This is the same as a Saturn as well, this design. Or was it a Mega CD2 I worked on last? It is of no consequence. Let's see if we can get a bit of focus. These 2 things here hold the bar in. So if you move them away slightly and start sliding the bar, you can actually poke it at the other end. In fact, just use one hand to remove that. There we go. The bar will start coming out. Gosh, this one could use a bit of ceramic grease. And with that removed, the laser should move pretty freely. It's always just a matter of getting it out past this cog. Which seems impossible until you wedge it in on an angle and it comes out. And there's the old laser, KSS-210B. Oh dear, where's the replacement? There we go, side by side. Sort of. So this one, you'll notice this trim pot here. This is for increasing the laser power. On the one you'll get, it'll probably be already perfect. There's a bit of glue on this one to stop it from moving in shipment. You shouldn't need to adjust that. And I just dropped that laser, my bad. Do not drop your lasers, they're very sensitive. This one had the laser. Never adjust them with a metal screwdriver either. It's bad for them. This one had already been spun right around and it was doing nothing. But as you can see, it turns that much. So when you're adjusting them, adjust them like that. Little bits at a time. When it starts working, wind it back a little bit. The aim is to have as little power running through this laser as you can. Less is more in this case. So that's my old laser. And it's now junk. So now we need to install the replacement laser. Now I was talking about ceramic grease before. This is the stuff I use. It there are other brands out there, but this is the one that is used in sort of hobby cars, things like that, hobby racing cars, little, so the people with the remote control cars, there we go. And they'll use this on the plastics. And I've found also works well on these metal bars, which the plastic runs up and down. So, yeah, should apply some of that as well if you have it. If you don't, probably should buy some, it's useful. I'll be back in a second. Just need to clear my throat. Can't find the stop button. Alright, throat was cleared. It's probably going to start hurting again soon anyway. While you're in there, give it a bit of a dust out. Rid of any bits that don't belong. So let's be honest. How often do you think these things get cleaned out? Not very. Okay, so now we need to get this laser in. So you just reverse the way you did it earlier. Being very careful of the laser itself, of course. I always have difficulties. I mean, always. This will take you a while to get it right. If you do it quicker than me, don't tell me. There we go. So once you've got it all there, it's pretty easy. Just reverse what you did earlier. I'm going to add some ceramic grease right now to the cogs. Add a bit to this as I pop it in. So you just feed the bar in the way you took it out. When you do push it in, hear a little click right at the end, or you'll just see that the thing goes back to where it should be, little lever. And you should be able to move your laser up and down. If you have issues, just add a little bit of ceramic grease along there, bit of lubrication. That should give it plenty more years of operation. bit too much on, just remove a little bit. Just put it somewhere else. Okay, so that's the laser physically installed. So now we need to move on to oh, you can add a bit of grease on this side as well, on the sled. There probably is some sort of limit to how much you should put on. No one's told me to stop yet. It's all good. Much better. Now I just need to reverse everything I've done so far. So this needs to be back at the start. This needs to head up into here. That needs to be secured in using the long screws. Now I've got ceramic grease all over my fingers. My bad. Ah, out of frame. Make sure your screws are tight, but not too tight. It's very hard to know exactly where's perfect. I work repairing a lot of things, and I like to think I know where the best level of tightness is for everything. Now, you put the top bit back on next. So we're getting this little metal plate. We shall install it back in, just give it a bit of a dust off. This one was a bit rusty. If you do cut yourself, make sure you've got had a tetanus shot. No one likes getting that. Oh no, this has to be installed. Glad I can upload unlimited videos, video length. And you can sit and watch through my mistakes. I have an excuse though, I'm distracted by making the video. You have no excuse, you're watching the video, unless you just did the exact same things I did, then I apologise. Although the chances of you having one of these is pretty rare. Chances of you having to replace the laser is even rarer. So that needs to sit on there. And you grab the 4 tiny screws. Whoop. I have 2 more screws somewhere, there they are. And with that you can then install it. Back into here. See, knew I'd get there. Oh, I touched the ceramic grease. Oh. Promise me you'll be more careful. Promise me in the comments or by subscribing. Seriously though, if you like anything Sega, or even retro computing, make sure you subscribe. I do like repairing things. Once things are repaired, they lose their, I don't know, their allure. They're just not as attractive. Now, next part was the laser beams. Now, blue was far, oh that was closed, I should close that. There we go. Blue was far away. Oh, should have remembered blue goes into red. That's not connecting properly, but it's lined up, it's lined up. Pins are okay. Wait, I think that end pin is incorrectly. There we go. Just a little bit crooked. Which way does this go? Goes that way, so this has to reach. I don't know why, but sometimes my movie camera, which is what it calls itself, just stops recording. Anyway, two cables are connected. And you'll just want to fold this back in. Line up the screw holes. Make sure you're not going to go through any cables. The last thing you want to do is get this far and then pierce through all the cables with your screws. Thankfully there may not be any that get in the way. So then you'll need... Actually, I'm going to come right back because I need to take a photo of that board for the other one that's got a triangle of PCB missing. As I was saying, now all you need to do is put in the final screws. Make sure you don't go through any cables. Make sure they line up properly. On the last point, you've got a little insulative washer thing that needs to go there on the other side. And the screw comes through the grounding. Just make sure that lines up. And then you'll want to head over to your soldering iron just to re-secure the ground cable that you desoldered earlier, possibly. And look, we'll be right back with the test. I just realised I didn't need the end bit of the shell since I'm using the new external power supply. I've got a disc in there at the moment. It is, let's have a quick look, Shonen Knife Super Group. It is a just standard commercially pressed disc. Under there I've got my new laser. So let's give this a shot. Now this unit does still have some issues with the sound, so we'll see how we go. Let's have a look. We're set on CD mode. Excellent. Cables are connected. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Mega Drive. Not using the Mega Drive for this yet. We'll just try it through the regular CD player, which didn't work before. So power. Oh, hello. 3. The dot. 13 tracks, 13 tracks. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh yeah. Can you hear that? I had to work out why the speakers don't work on this main board. This is the main board that was cracked and repaired by myself. Dear biscuits, everyone loves them. Alright, well that's excellent. Now let's try Mega Drive mode. Mega Drive mode I've had a lot of success with, sound-wise and otherwise. As you can hear, the sound is perfect through the Mega Drive. How do I play a CD? Gonna need a controller, aren't I? There's one. Playing with no sound? Ooh, why did it stop? Why is there no sound? So many questions. Still, we're closer than we were before. Maybe I should just try a Mega CD game. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so the laser worked. However, I'm getting a drop. It stops playing. Drops out, just like what was happening on the Mega Drive section. You can hear it going. Doesn't seem to be able to recover from skip protection. Which makes me wonder if there's enough power going through to that CD section. Doesn't always play. So, I'm wondering, since I had to raise power to the Mega Drive section to feed enough voltage to the voltage regulator, it's likely I'm going to need to do the same to, I mean that was on the white wires. Remember we've got the white, the blue and the red. So the red should be okay, which is where I would have thought the CD player would have got its voltage. but maybe not. Excuse me. So I'm going to just do a check on that voltage, DC to DC step down, and just see what it's outputting. Try increasing it a bit, see if the Mega CD side keeps working. Because it was set to 9.7, what if it's meant to output something more like 9 when it gets to here? I mean, it's meant to output 8, but there's also this other cable which controls something. I'm going to keep looking into it. I'm going to try adjusting it a little bit higher, see what happens. Okay. Oh, my throat. Now we're feeding at 11 volts instead of 9.75, so just over a volt higher. Didn't recover. Can't play again. I'm going to try it through the Mega CD version again. We'll be back in a sec. Actually, a better idea than that was just to disconnect that altogether. And as you can see, still does things. So it looks like the CD player might need a bit more juice running through the main power. But I only have 12 volts, that's all I have to give. Which raises the question as to what the actual blue wires do. So if they don't power the CD, they don't power the Mega Drive, do they power the sound amplification circuit or something? Hear that? Just stopped. So we're closer. Just got to keep fighting, and now you know how to replace a laser anyway. So thanks for watching. You'll hear more about this one a bit later on.